God knows just how to orchestrate things. So I have been planning for a few weeks now to come to my hometown, sneak in and sneak right on back out, which I normally do. But this time, God had other plans for me to come. I thought I was coming to do one thing, but God turned that thing around and I ended up doing something else. So I just want to tell you all to follow the lead of the Holy Spirit. Um, Follow its instructions. If you ask God to order your step, definitely allow Him to order your steps. Sometimes we say, God, order my step. God, have complete control over what I do, what I say, where I go. And then we put our 2 cents in it and we dibble and dabble and we mess things up. So I was coming to a baby shower and a few other things that I had to take care of, and I was going to head right on back to Dallas. But God said no. All this week, there were some things brewing, and I could tell it was brewing in the spirit. And the Holy Spirit told me, He said, I need you to unmute. So I was sitting there and I was like, God, what is this? What you talking about, unmute? You've been quiet for 3 years. This is the Holy Spirit talking to me. It was like, you've been quiet for 3 years. You don't do the things that you used to do. You do things, but you don't do them to the capacity that I have ordained and orchestrated for you to do. So I have been thinking on those things over and over and over, not realizing that some things were brewing in my own family. So my niece, thank God for her, she decided to reach out and just let it all out. And sometimes we have to do that. We have to let it all out. We just can't hold those things in. And we have to ask someone that we know that's praying, reading their Bible every day, to help us. Can you pray with me? Can you pray for me? So that's what she did, and she called the family prayer. Unbeknownst to herself, she called the family prayer. And so God said, no, I need you to go in person, and I need you to touch and agree. And that's what we did. We touched and agreed, and it ain't finished. It ain't over with. And we know that the enemy's still plotting and planning, and that's what kept ringing in my spirit. Plots, plans are destroyed. They're annihilated from the very root. And God told me also that you don't need anybody. I've strengthened you. I've hidden you for a time as this, and I've built you up. My husband and I, we began to pray. So many things had tried to come even against us as a couple, because we knew that God had ordained for us to be together. So many lies were told, so many lies still being told and posted, but we know, and God knows, our truth. So we began to pray. We began to lay out for our family here and for our family in Kenya. And God is doing a mighty thing. I don't have enough time to tell you all the things. And it's not just money, because God has always supplied us with what we needed financially and what we needed business-wise. So it's not that. But when I tell you God is my miracle worker, He is in charge of my labs. He's in charge of diagnosis. He's in charge of prognosis. He's in charge of all those things. So whomever I'm talking to today, I don't want you to give up. I do want you to know that you're still on the mind of God. You're still all up in God's business, and He still is protecting you. He's covering you. He's going to take care of you. He's going to do everything within the will of God that He's promised that He would do for you. So I just want your expectations to remain high. Don't get low. Don't get discouraged. Sometimes things come to test our faith, and it's only a testing of our faith, but God comes through every time strong. So I just want to tell my nieces, it wasn't nothing about me. It wasn't nothing about James. It wasn't nothing about neither one of us. It wasn't even the trip coming to Shreveport, because like I said, I was planning to come for another reason and purpose. Still didn't get that accomplished, but God knew exactly where I needed to be, and it's not over. It's not finished. I'm taking my family back. These two are mine. These two nieces are mine. That's mine. That's my blood. Those are part of me. My sister had them, but that's me. That's my family all day, every day. And God is going to strengthen our family. He's going to prepare us for the things that He promised us, that He will provide for us, and that we're going to know how to use it. We're going to have the wisdom of how to use it. God is going to deliver those young people, and they're going to be a witness. I even told my niece that her son, he don't even know it. He probably don't even know how to pray. But God uses that young man, and I don't know what God is preparing him for, but I do know it is something great that is brewing even at a young age. He will testify of the glory and the goodness of God. So you all take care. This is Kim McCory from Euless, Texas, by way of Shreveport, Louisiana, and I want you all to be blessed and be fulfilled in the glory of God.